So we've just released a brand new tutorial called Keying and Compositing in Final Cut Pro 10, where we teach you how to pull really great keys and create great composite images. One of the questions we tackle in that tutorial that I want to discuss here in today's Under 5 is, can grading improve your ability to pull a good key? So we have this shot of Travis in a car, and it's a fairly difficult shot to key for several reasons. First, the subject has a lot of fine hair detail in his beard. Second, the lighting on the green screen is rather uneven. We see some lighting here that's very different than this lighting back here. Third, there are creases in the green screen with shadows that will create a more difficult key. Fourth, this scene was shot on an iPhone with a very small sensor and a compressed codec. And finally, if we look at the vector scope, we can see that this green on the green screen actually isn't pure green. It's a combination of green and blue. There's enough blue in it that it's pushing it towards cyan, as we can tell right here by the traces. What this means is, Final Cut, when it attempts to key out the green, will also be keying out blue, which could affect other blues in the shot. Let's take a look. I'll apply the keyer. I'll go to the matte view. And sure enough, in addition to the spill we see on his arm from the reflections off the green screen, and the crease issues, and the transparency issues due to the spill up on the roof, we have part of his jeans being keyed out because there's blue in the blue jeans. So, fairly complicated key. So can grading help us get to a better starting point? Let's check it out. I'll disable this copy and we'll work on the same clip below. But before we try to key it, let's add a color correction. Command 6. And what kind of color correction should we use? Well, I don't want to affect our subject at all. I want to be able to change the color of the green without affecting anything in the image that we want to remain. Well, Final Cut Pro 10.4 has a perfect tool for that. I'll select the Hue Saturation Curves correction. I'll use the Hue versus Hue curve, and I'll sample the green screen. Then I'll use the vector scope as a guide as I push that green more towards pure green. Now that the trace is facing the green target, I know there's no blue or red in that green. It's pretty much pure green. While I'm here, I'll sample Hue versus Saturation, and I'll bump up the saturation a little bit. The more saturated the green, the more pure the green, and the better it should key. With that correction in place, let's add the keyer effect. I'll go back to the video inspector and go to the matte view. And sure enough, all of that partial transparency in his blue jeans has been removed because the keyer is now focused on pure green instead of mixing in blue. We still have several other issues to tackle in this key, which is beyond the scope of this Under 5, but we've answered the question. Grading a shot before keying can help you pull a better key.